Good morning, everyone. I wanted to make a little video because I think I was taken again last night. Let me grab my coffee. Something happened that was similar to what happened to me back in February, where my memory of it is so, it's hard, oh God, it's hard to describe it. In and out and with a weird sensation where I couldn't tell, was I remembering a prior event or was it happening last night? Um, but I think it was fresh last night because of then some other things. But those who, many of you already know I suffer with pretty severe chronic pain, 24-year long headache as of October 1st. That was made immensely worse last year when I was re-injured for the third time and smashed my head open. And so I can't stand being in this horrendous head pain all the time. And when I went to bed last night, I first of all, before I went to bed, I actually meditated, which I need to start doing every day. I'm not good at meditation. But anyway, I actually did meditate before I went to bed. And part of what I did is I visualized light inside my head, like third eye area or pineal gland area, and then reached up with it. It's kind of hard to explain that, but that's the only way I can put it into words. And at one point, I felt like swirling a little bit in my head and body, so I knew something was going on. And then, but I didn't meditate very long. And but I went to bed, and I went to bed early. It was, I want to say, it was no later than 9:25 because I live on a reservation in the middle of nowhere, and there's nothing to do. So I might as well go to bed on a Saturday night. So anyway, I went to bed by about 9:25. And I actually fell asleep quickly. I'm trying to remember now, what did I do? Oh, but as I was dozing off too, I tried to keep that light in the middle of my head, and I specifically reached out to Alora, who is a Plejaran that I first met in 2002. When she came through a Ouija board to basically say she's one of my guides, and she had asked me at the time if I was willing, that her people wanted to work with me and that I needed to let them know if I was interested. And she's come to me before when I was sleeping overnight in Chaco Canyon in 2017. She visited me in Chaco Canyon. And gave me a message, which I wish to God I could remember what she said. But so anyway, so as I was drifting off last night, I was trying to reach her, and I begged her to take me and see if they can do some kind of surgery on my neck or something to help get me out of this pain that's just totally holding me back, and I'm over it. So I was really begging for help last night. And then, so anyway, but I fell asleep. And I do vaguely remember, and I don't dream very much, but I do vaguely remember a weird dream. My sister was in it. Oh God, there's an actor whose name I'm forgetting was in it. Shoot, I can picture him. It'll come back to me later, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because this was just a dream. But some famous actor, and it was about shoes. I was going on some big event, and I was worried about shoes and picking the right shoe for my dress, and that was weird. But then the dream ended, but the next thing I knew, where it totally shifted, and it did not feel like a dream, it had a totally different feel to it. I was sleeping I was on my left side. I tend to be a side sleeper because I'm in so much pain, everything hurts, but my sides are a little better than on my back normally. So on my left side, and all of a sudden, my entire body went really limp, like beyond normal, relaxed kind of limp. And I remember thinking, they're here. I think they're here. Um, I have to think because it's also cloudy. Oh, so I thought that, and then pretty quickly I felt like two arms slid underneath me, probably hitting me about, knees and upper back, thing. Yeah, like through here and here to cradle me, kind of a thing. And I want to say two arms, but it wasn't like I saw two arms, but it felt like, two things anyway, supporting me. And then lifted me straight up into a ship. Now, that's when it gets really, this is when it's harder to remember, is when I was in the ship, it's really hard to remember that part. Like I couldn't draw you pictures of it or anything. Oh, and the moment that my body went limp, I could not see. So I don't know if it was just that I kept my eyes closed or they blocked my vision. My gut reaction is that they shut down my vision. So it was just, I couldn't see anything. I could just feel stuff. So then all I can remember is I remember being in the ship. I don't think I could see once I was in the ship either. But yeah, maybe a little. Ah, I hate that it's so foggy. I do know that they clearly were doing something to my neck and head. I definitely feel like they were trying to help me last night. Now, did I wake up this morning and suddenly have no more pain after 24 years? No. But I do feel like this might be the start of them doing some procedures on me to try to fix this. My main damage is at the base of my skull. It's between my skull and C1-2. Although all of my neck is bad, that's the main problem, where nerves are being crushed into my brain. And it was right at the base of my skull where I could feel them doing stuff. Now, if I could see the back of my head, I would try to see if I could see anything back. I mean, I don't feel incisions or anything, but because they are advanced beings, it's very possible that they were working on me in a way that, we humans can't fathom without having to cut me open. So, but at the very base of my skull, they were clearly doing stuff. Now I'm trying to remember, like during the abduction in February, back then they put this whole metal device on my head with branches of it that went out, and they were doing something deep within my brain at that point, which I am going to guess was they were doing something to my pineal gland, I'm pretty sure. But so they didn't put anything on my head that I remember this time. They specifically were doing, like surgical type stuff at the back of my skull, and top of my neck. But it's once I was in the ship, it's really, I can I do have like a flash of a face, I think. I mean, and I want to say typical, big head type thing with eyes, I think, but I'm not totally sure on that, so I'm not confident in that answer, but I kind of see that. I don't think I was up there very long, but the next thing I knew, so I had remembered going up into the ship. On the way down, I don't remember that. So I was in the ship, and then I'm in bed. And what was interesting was my cats. I have two cats, and the cat, I'm on flat on my back. Chakra's on my right, totally laying down here. Blue is on my left, totally sprawled out, and they're slammed. They're squished into me so hard I can't move. And I, I, I literally felt like I can't move, I can't move. I started to panic. There was this panicky feeling of I can't move. I need to move. I'm gonna scream. And but I remember like kicking Chakra or something, like move, but they wouldn't. They were just locked into me, which was not. They should have woken up and moved or something, or gotten annoyed with me and got. But it was almost like both of my cats were unconscious, not just sleeping. I feel like they were knocked out. They did not respond to anything until much later. So it is possible the Plejarans, which by the way is another term for Pleiadian, um, just knocked them out to keep them from getting in the way or whatever, or not getting hurt. But I do remember as a being that had brought me back was leaving. At that point, I could see. And I saw more like an energy system, like a black form. I want to say black form, but not like person shaped. More like a rectangle or square or something like that. But that's vague too. But I remember I go, please let me see you. I really, because I didn't get a good visual even in the ship. So I was asking, go, please let me see you. I want to see you. So, interestingly, the next thing I know, after I'm asking, please let me see you before you go, there's a horse. Like, I mean, I only remember like the head and neck, and I don't remember the rest of the body. But I'm upright in bed at that. I managed to sit up or whatever. There's a horse in my face. Like his head, and I'm a huge horse. I love horses. I love all animals, but horses, dolphins, and cats are like my favorite. I have a special affinity with horses and all cats. But so there's this horse head, and like his nostrils, he's like breathing on me and everything. His nostrils are in my face, and I'm petting him. It was very friendly. And then left. Now, I do know that from what I've read, ETs will sometimes show themselves to people as an animal or that the person loves to not scare them. So they'll show themselves, and like I've heard of, they'll show up as looking like bunnies or things like that. So I think it just picked a horse because it knew that I loved horses and I would be comfortable with a horse. But it nuzzled me and was breathing on me and everything as I pet its face. So that was kind of interesting. But God, I feel like I'm forgetting stuff. If any more memory comes back, in the next few days, I'll make another video. But I mostly can recall the being taken, and then once I was back, I don't remember tons in the ship other than definitely felt them doing stuff to my neck and the base of my skull. And I appreciate it. If they're trying to help me, take me every night. I think that's it. Anyway, but so I will get this uploaded, and I'll make a little blog to link this to if I remember anything else that I can maybe add to the blog. But that's it. So ask them to show up, and they will, at least if you're in my interesting world. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.